begin standing today. Beginning just to ground ourselves. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, go ahead and do so right now. Good. We'll lower our arms down, step our feet about hips width apart, and then just raise your arms into the air, breathing in, breathing out. We bring our hands back to our hearts, flowing with your breath. You can continue this flow or add your knees bent as you come down. And we'll all go ahead and meet in our chair pose. We want to make sure we can see our toes, pushing our hips back enough to do so. We'll keep our hands at our hearts and then twist toward your left, bringing the top part of your right arm on top of your left leg. And we'll come back to center and switch to the other side. Good, and back to center. Dive those hands down and just hang your body here. Bend those knees slightly and roll yourself gently up, one vertebrae at a time. And as we come up, we'll raise those arms once again and bring our hands down to our hearts. We'll flow with those movements, coming into our chair pose, twisting if that feels good to our bodies. So we'll begin breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, bending our knees, pushing those hips back, maybe twisting and switching and coming back to center. And go ahead and lower yourself all the way down. And then once again, bend your knees, roll yourself back up. Lift those arms into the air and bring your hands back to your heart. And the next time we're in a chair pose facing forward, we'll stay here. We'll all meet in this position. Good. You can stay just like this, or if you want, you can try coming up onto your toes. Maybe just one side, maybe both sides. Good. Lower those heels down, dive those hands, and let's just hang our bodies. Oh, maybe nod your head a little yes and no. Relax your shoulders. Let everything just roll off of you. Good. We'll take our hands behind our backs, interlacing our fingers together, and then pulling our arms over our shoulders. Good. Bring those arms back down to your back, and then unhook your hands. Allow your body once again to just hang. And then place your hands on your shins, coming halfway up, pushing the shoulders back, bringing the top of the head forward. Good. Lower back down. Once again, breathe in, lifting up to your shins, pushing shoulders back, hearts reaching forward. Breathe out, lower down. 2 more times, just like that. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. We'll go ahead and come halfway up. Bring our arms out to the sides and then come all the way back up to standing. Bring those arms once again into the air and down to your heart. Let's open those legs about 2 to 3 feet apart with our toes facing the corners of our mats. Let's bend our knees here and come into our horse pose, squatting here. Good, and come on back up. We'll keep the legs just as they are now, straight. Open those arms up, and then bend those knees, bringing our elbows to our sides, lifting up and down, breathing in and out, reaching for those moonflowers. Good, we'll stay down here and then just twist from side to side. Good, come on back to center. Bring your hands down to your legs and then roll one shoulder in and then the other. Good, let's straighten those legs, roll ourselves up, walk those feet in, and just walk it out. Good, once again, we'll open our legs so that the corners of our toes are facing the corners of our mat. We'll go ahead and bend our knees. This time we'll lift those arms up and then latch our hands once again behind us and reach our hearts up, pulling those arms back, and then straighten those legs. Turn the heels out so your toes are pointing forward, and then just hinge forward. Stretch those arms over your head. Good. Lower your arms down to your back. And then go ahead and release them, bringing them down in front of you. Leave your left hand on the mat. And then lift your right arm into the air, stretching your spine. And then lower back down and switch the other way, breathing in as we lift up Breathing out as we lower. We'll come back to center and we'll turn our hands so they're facing behind us and just walk them through as though we're walking through our legs. We'll come back to center, place our hands on our hips and come halfway up and then come all the way back up. Let's walk those feet in once again and we'll work on some balancing. So we'll stand on our right foot and turn that left knee out to the side, coming into our tree pose. We can keep our hands at our hearts if we'd like. We can hold on to a wall or a tree if we'd like. You can keep your toe of that left foot on the ground or begin lifting it up. If you want to bring it up high, you may have to pull that leg up above your knee. Keep your hands either at your heart or maybe bring those tree branches up into the air. Good. Go ahead and lower down. And let's try the other side. Standing this time on the left, choosing where we want to place the right foot, making sure the knee is out to the side. Bring your hands either to your heart or into the air, wherever it feels good to you. And we'll bring those arms down. Nice. All right, this time we'll once again stand on the left. We're going to pull that right knee in toward our chest. And maybe we just stay here. Maybe we take that right arm out and open that left leg. Maybe even opening and closing. Choose what works for you in this moment. Those of you who might want to try grabbing your ankle or your toe and straightening that leg can do so as well. Good, we'll come back to center and let's try the other side. Standing this time on the left, tucking that right knee in and deciding where we might want to go with that knee. Maybe opening and closing. Maybe trying to straighten that leg. If we fall, we just try again. Good, and walk it out. Now we'll come into our eagle pose. So we'll stand on our right leg, cross that left leg over, and then bend into your knees. You can stay right here, but if you want to work your shoulders, bring those arms up, bend the elbows, and cross that left elbow over the right. And this might be deep enough right here for your shoulder stretch. If you'd like to deepen a little bit more, twist those arms around, bring the palms together, and then raise those elbows into the air and sink a little deeper. Maybe even taking that top leg and wrapping it around the bottom. Good, and then unravel And shake those arms out. Let's try the other side of the eagle pose. Standing on, this time, the left leg will cross the right leg over. Squatting down, bending those knees. Then bring those elbows bent up in front of us. Cross the right over the left. Either stay here or sink a little deeper, twisting those arms around, lifting those elbows up, maybe twisting the top leg around the bottom. And then gently come on back. Very nice. We'll work on our dancer pose next. So standing on our left, we'll go ahead and bend the right knee, holding that right foot and flexing it. We can stay here or begin hinging at the waist. Maybe bringing our arm out in front of us. And carefully, we'll go to the other side. Standing on the right, we'll bend the left knee, grabbing the ankle, flexing that foot, and then maybe keeping our hand on our heart, maybe bringing that arm out. Good. Come on back to center. We'll open those legs once again, about 2 to 3 feet apart, toes pointing to the corners of our mats. And instead of moonflowers, we'll do a pose called sunflowers. So we'll raise those arms into the air, and then bending our knees, we imagine scooping up sunflowers and throwing them around the room or the space, wherever you are. Breathe in as you lift up, breathe out as you lower. Good, and we'll stay down. This time, once again, roll one shoulder in and then the other. Come on back to center, straighten those legs, and let's walk those feet in. We'll work our way down onto the mat. So we'll come onto our hands and knees now. We'll make sure our hands are right under our shoulders. You can have fists or cupped hands or flat hands. Your knees are right under your hips. And we'll go ahead and take that right knee out to the side, lifting up and down, up and down, keeping our gaze down toward the mat. Working that hip joint. Good. Come on back to center. And we'll switch to the other side. Good. We'll come back to center. We're going to sit ourselves back into a child's pose, bringing the big toes together. Knees can be apart or together, and then sit back towards your heels. You can place your arms wherever it's comfortable for you. We'll roll ourselves back up. And we'll come back onto our hands and knees. Placing our hands right again under our shoulders and our knees right under our hips. This time we're going to take our knee in toward our elbow. So we'll lift that knee up and roll around. In and out. And reverse the direction. Good, and let's try the other side. Lubricating the joint again. And reversing the direction. Good, we'll come back to center and sit back in a child's pose once again. If it feels good, you can rock a little from side to side. Good, we'll come on up, and this time we'll come up high on our knees, curl those toes under. We'll take one arm into the air and touch the opposite heel, lifting up high and then switching back and forth. You want to go a little bit deeper? Come to the shoelace part of your feet. Lifting your heart. Good, we'll come back to center, and this time we're going to just roll our hips around, come down onto your elbows, and then interlace your hands together coming onto your forearms, making sure those elbows are right under your shoulders, and then just roll your hips around. And reverse the direction. And we'll go ahead and walk up again with coming onto our hands and knees. And we'll work on our cat and cow flow, breathing in, lifting our hearts, breathing out, rounding our backs, breathing in and out. And we'll come back to center. We'll go ahead now and come to a seated position, crossing our legs here. And we'll just begin by lifting that left arm into the air, placing the right hand on the ground and reaching over. Getting a side body stretch on that left side. And we'll switch to the other side. Really stretch that upper arm. And then we'll flow with our breath back and forth. So breathing in at the center, breathing out to the right. Breathing in, breathing out. we'll meet back in the center. We'll do a spinal twist here. So we're going to twist toward our left, bringing our left hand behind us and grabbing our left knee with our right hand, sitting up tall, maybe stretching that cervical spine, our necks, by looking over our shoulders. And we'll come back to center and we'll switch to the other side. And come on back to center. Now we'll bring our feet together, coming into our butterfly pose. Place your hands on top of your feet and wrap them around, and then just butterfly those legs. Good, then we'll stop the movement of our legs. We'll breathe in and then breathe out. Hinge forward, opening your elbows, breathing in and out. And the next time you are forward, stay there. Really stretching those inner thighs. And come on back to center. We'll bring those legs out in front of us. And just massage your knees here. Good, then we're going to tuck those knees in toward our bodies as close as we can. We'll take our first two fingers around our big toes and we'll begin leaning back slightly, maybe lifting one foot, maybe lifting both feet, working on our balance here. Maybe you begin to straighten one leg, maybe both. Maybe opening and closing. We fall, we just try again. And when you're done, we'll lower those feet down. We'll come into our boat pose from here. So we'll take our hands behind us, our fingers facing forward, squeeze our shoulders and our elbows together, and then begin hinging, lifting our legs, maybe staying right here, pushing our bellies back, maybe holding on to our legs, maybe even straightening those arms out to the sides, and maybe even straightening the legs. Shoulders and hearts open. And relax forward. Good. We'll come down onto our backs now. So roll yourself all the way down. And bring those knees up and legs up into the air. And then just open and close, stretching those inner thighs. Good. Bring your legs back to center, bend your knees, and then open your arms like gold posts or out to the sides like wings, or even resting them on your body, and allow your legs to fall to the right. Maybe gazing over to the left. And we'll come back to center and let's switch to good. We'll come back to center. We'll keep our feet right under our knees. Bring our hands down by our sides. And then lift our hips into the air. We can keep our hands right here, or maybe walk our shoulders in and interlace our fingers together, lifting a little higher. Those of you who would like to come up onto your toes can get a deeper stretch. Keep your chin open. Good, and gently lower all the way back down, rolling those shoulders out. Tuck those knees into our chests and rock a little from side to side. We'll keep the knees tucked in. We're going to lift our feet into the air, grabbing our ankles or our feet or our toes, coming into our happy baby, pulling those legs down toward our bodies, bringing those knees toward our armpits, and maybe we stay still or maybe rock back and forth. Make sure your lower back is touching the mat. And if you'd like to straighten one leg and then the other, or maybe both, you can do that as well. Good, we'll come back to center, and it's time for our final relaxation. You can stay on your backs if that feels good, and lie down in any way that feels comfortable for you. This is your time to completely relax. Let the sounds of nature permeate through your body. Let the birds sing their songs into you, and the stream wash through you. Let the wind cleanse anything that's ready to be released. welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to come out and you're lying on your side and you'd like to sit up, then very gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then bend your knees, and in your own time, roll to your right side. And then gently push yourself up to a seated position. And let's bring our hands to our hearts. In yoga, we say namaste, which means I see and I honor the light in you that is also in me. Namaste.